Can you guys hear me okay?
Popcorn and soda.
Hi, Rob. We can hear you.
Awesome, thank you.
Hi, Rob.
So basically, anyone in South County that wanted to attend the meeting in person could go to the Raw Town.
Exactly. Well, I've done one from Vegas before, in a hotel room. That was always interesting.
I remember Luis Alejo did one from some resort in Mexico a couple of years ago.
Which is actually still technically a violation of the law.
Yeah,
Because it's too far away.
Because it's actually, the way the rules are written is it has to be within the US.
Yeah.
And actually, the way the rules are written is it's supposed to be within your
You have to be the
jurisdiction.
state, right? Yeah, within jurisdiction.
It doesn't have to be within the state, but
No.
technically it's supposed to be within your jurisdiction.
Was it gonna do this? Sure. Yes.
You're attending the Salinas Valley Recycling meeting, and we are going to postpone the meeting, waiting for the president to get here for 5 minutes. So the meeting will start at 4:05. And there he is.
So we get a double. Hey, if the shoe fits.
That's it.
Well, I have my mouth full of cheese.
Audio on?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, it is 4:05. I appreciate everybody's indulgence due to my poor planning on timing. But we are going to call to order this meeting of the Salinas Valley Recycles Executive Committee for Thursday, April 7th. Can we please get a roll call?
Director Cohen,
I'm here.
alternate vice president Victor,
President,
vice president Cummings,
Here.
and president Willis.
Here. And with that, we'll jump straight into our general manager and department manager comments. We'll go with Patrick first.
Right, I have just two planning items to quickly update you on. Let you know, so we're still struggling to find a strategic planning retreat date. Right now, we have 3 possible days with 6 board members confirmed availability. We still have 1 board member who has not replied to the doodle poll, and I will reach out to that member promptly to reply. But even at best, we're still going to be short a couple of folks for the meeting. So on the 25th of May, Drew and Ben Jimenez are not available. On the 23rd of June, Mayor Craig and Ben Jimenez are not available. And on June 30th, Christie and Rob Cullen are not available.
I can
So
do the 30th if you have to.
okay. That is okay. So that looks like that's probably our best day, but again, it's dependent on the one non-responsive board member. So just a quick update on that, because I'd like to do it in June, but I always hate to try to do these without 100%, but sometimes that has to happen. So is there any concern with that if we just try to get the best date we can and still get it scheduled up in late May or June?
let's see, it needs to get done, so yeah. that makes
Okay.
sense.
Right, well, we'll pick one of those 3 dates based on the final response and your maybe for the 30th.
It's far enough out. I can move things around.
I'm missing something, Erica.
The only other thing was the board meeting for April.
Oh, yeah, April. Yeah, I think we can discuss that at the end of the meeting. But I'd like to just alert you to it at the beginning. So for the April meeting, we have a couple of big ticket items that are coming forward, and we have a pretty slim commitment. I know, we need to be continue to talk about the Sun Street relocation project. We'll talk about that today as well. So I just want to entertain the idea if we need to potentially postpone that meeting, or at least do a doodle poll with the board, see if they'd be willing to postpone it a week, move to the 28th of April, if that would work. So I know, Chris, you and John are both out of pocket, as is Supervisor Alejo, so we have no county reps there, and I think that's going to be important for the discussion on the relocation project. So is any concern if we just at least reach out, try to see if that would work? I mean, we have a quorum, but
I don't have a call. 28.
Yeah, if there's important things on the agenda and where you're not going to have some important representatives, I'm fine with us changing.
yeah, because we've got the building purchase that'll be on that agenda for approval, and then we've got the some updates that may solve themselves between now and the April meeting, but
I'll be on my first family vacation in a long time then.
I
I will do it.
No, you're not allowed to go on vacation.
I know, oh, trust me, I know. But yeah, no, I can swing that evening,
The April
Yeah.
28th.
28th.
Okay, all right, well, Eric and I will consult with the rest of the board tomorrow and see if we can get a commitment to go to the 28th, and I think that'll make things a little smoother and have more of us there for the big decision coming. All right, that's all I had for tonight.
All right, any department managers? See Ray shaking his head. Anybody on Zoom? Seeing no hands.
Oh, I did. I apologize. It's Mandy.
Go for it.
Just a reminder that we are having our first tire amnesty collection event at all 3 of our facilities. It started April 1st and will run through the end of May. And this coincides with several of the community cleanup events that are also scheduled for April and May. So We have information posted up on our website, and we'll also be posting on social media as well as English and Spanish radio. So trying to get the word out, as well as digital ads that will be going out here shortly. Thanks.
Thank you, Mandy. Anybody else? All right, seeing nobody rushing the microphone, we'll continue. That was committee member comments. At this time, we'll take public comment. It's an opportunity for the public to share comments regarding items not on today's agenda, but within the purview of this committee. We invite folks to make a public comment for up to 2 minutes by using the raise hand function, *9 via landline, in order to be recognized. Any hands up on the attendee side? No? Okay, seeing no hands up, we will close public comment and proceed with our agenda. We have several consideration items today. The first is our minutes of March 3rd, 2022. Is there any discussion from the committee? Seeing none, we'll see if there's any public input on the minutes of March 3rd. Seeing no hands up, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Can we get a roll call vote, please?
Sure. Alternate Vice President Tifton,
Yes.
Vice President Cummings,
Yes.
and President Lopez.
Yes. With that, we're at February 2022 claims and financial reports. Take it over to Big Easy, Ray Hendricks.
We'll take them
That's
off
gonna
that
be his
first.
name from now on.
That's it.
Sold.
Revenue wise, at the end of February, we are roughly about 900,000 ahead of where we were same month last year. Percentage wise, slightly ahead. We were at 71.8%. Expenditure wise, tight on a few line items, but overall we're doing good. There are a few items that we're be looking to adjust, but I'll discuss those in the next item. 65% of the budget spent. This time last year, we're at 67%, so we're trending well. Like I said, just a couple of line items that we're concerned about, and others that we're going to continue to keep an eye on. But overall, I think we should be able to find savings for the rest of it within the budget to cover.
Thank you, Ray. Member comments?
No, sir.
Hearing none, we'll go to the public. See if there's any public input on item 2. Seeing none. Rob, lean forward. Are you looking for the unmute there, Rob, or are we good?
No, I'm leaning forward because I pulled it up on my screen and the numbers are small, so I had to lean forward.
Didn't mean to call out the deteriorating vision there. Thanks, Rob.
That's why I have paper in front of me, actually.
All right, I got a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Alternate Vice President Tifton,
Yes.
Vice President Cummings,
Yes.
and President Lopez.
Yes. With that, we're at a resolution approving an adjustment to the operating budget for fiscal year 21-22. Back to you, Ray.
All right, my big fancy one slide PowerPoint. We are looking for board approval on adjustments to the budget, the increase in the solid waste estimate by 5,000 tons, or 210,000 to 215,000. We're actually at the moment training a little over 220,000, so we have plenty of bandwidth to ensure that we're going to meet the new estimate. On the expenditure side, to say it's been a very busy legal year, probably understatement. Madison Lane, both the Madison Lane contracts, organics review, SB 1383, and now continue MOU and legal, MOU and labor items that are ongoing. So we're looking for an adjustment at 80,000. Johnson County Environmental Control Systems. We had some minor issues with our California Air Resources Board permit, which requires some additional sweeps. Nothing that reached the violation level, just did require additional work to keep us within our permit requirements. So we're looking for 30,000. Fuel 100,000. I think everyone's put gas in their cars lately, so and then the increased tonnage requires the budget for the set asides to be increased. So the total expenditure is 243,000, netting 99,500. Back in January, we approved a $100,000 adjustment for the contractor repair. We did it out of fund balance, knowing that we would have money, so we're gonna just incorporate that. So it leaves a budgeted balance for receiver serve about 6,300, but in reality, we're still trending.
Thank you, Ray. Questions
And I'll
from
do my math for the rest of it.
members of the committee? Seeing none.
I do have a question on this one, though.
Fire away.
The legal services, that 80,000, and I totally get that we've had an increase in costs on legal. Is that 80,000, should we think about that as adjusting for legal services up to date thus far? Or should we be thinking of it in terms of that's the revised expectation, knowing that there's lots of wild cards, but is that more of the expectation of what's going to be coming between now and the end of the fiscal year?
That's more of expectation of what we need to get through the rest of the year.
Okay,
So at this point, at the end of March, we're a couple thousand above our budget for the year. So the expectation is that we'll need that much to finish the year out with other items that are still being worked on.
okay, thank you. And I totally get that that could be adjusted again. I just wanted to get some semblance of how to think of that number. So thank you for that clarification.
No problem.
Yeah, Roy's going to do his best to stay under budget and
Good luck.
manage those funds judiciously for the next 3 months.
We do definitely try our best.
Every time I forget public comment, he bills us. I had the same question about fuel, and I'm assuming the same answer applies to the fuel.
We're guessing on fuel. That's the number Caesar threw out there, and if fuel prices start to taper back down, we should be okay. But if they continue to uptick, then we may need an additional adjustment. Like I said, we're
We're starting to
plug this
see
in
it
and
fall already.
we'll keep an eye on it.
Those are based on assuming diesel's
I was gonna say, but that diesel is different, yeah.
Diesel's at its peak. Well, we have other gas vehicles too. That's that is diesel.
Diesel's the big one. So
Do we have any capability of storing additional fuel on site, or are we just going straight with?
we actually have fuel on site, and that's actually how we load up a bunch of our vehicles. They come and fill up that tank.
We have
It's not-
on-site fueling.
It's not a large window that it gets us through.
They're usually about a tanker load.
Is there any thought about maybe expanding that? To hedge the bets a little bit?
The price and permitting for diesel storage tanks, we probably wouldn't save anything.
That was the question, yes.
Yeah,
And that's on this property, or is that out at Johnson Canyon?
both. We have I think it's a 8,000 gallon tank here. I think it's 10.
Because you know where I'm
10
going. with
Johnson.
that. I mean, we're not
Yeah,
gonna be here.
There's no.
Well, that tank is portable.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Do we have discount programs for our gas?
Mhm.
We do.
Okay, and I just, what I appreciate about those is I feel, anybody can challenge me on the fuel one, but they're mostly one-time costs, right? From the way that I'm looking at it, understanding the position we're in on each of these points.
Yeah,
So I appreciate that, and I understand things arise throughout the year. It is a big number overall, but again, I don't think anybody could have predicted the number we're at in fuel at all. But
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure the fuel costs will be one time. That may be,
I heard that.
that may be, the legal costs are one time because we
Right.
had just a confluence of things this year. We expect that budget.
Perfect storm.
yeah.
And I think that was going to be my point too, as we start looking at the next year budget, making the appropriate adjustments, understanding what we've seen this year on the fuel costs, just to make sure it gets built into the
The
cost.
next year budget's gonna have challenges. So
Okay.
we'll stay on that.
Perfect.
So I'll make a motion to forward this to the board.
Second.
We got a motion in a second. We'll go out for public comment again, see if there's any additional to give in the conversation. Seeing none, we'll bring it back for a vote.
Okay, Vice President Tifton,
Yes.
Vice President Cronin, and
Yes.
President Lopez.
Yes. All right, so that has concluded item 3, and we are into an update on the Century Transfer Station relocation project. Patrick.
Okay, well, this will be very quick. So as you know, we were scheduled to have a meeting with the Bronx community last March 31st. We had a meeting including city managers both city managers, the CAO, county counsel, John Phillips, and the RMA director. So during the course of that meeting, really, we came to a conclusion that there's still some outstanding permitting work with planning related to the entitlements at that site that are being worked through. So we're hopeful the county, and I know the city staff, city managers, both are working really hard to help facilitate getting through that process. I know John's office is, I don't know if he's briefed you on it, but so we're maintaining hope that we're still going to be relocating on the 1st of July. But that's still sort of up in the air. We have not gotten a definitive answer from the public or the county planning on whether there's going to be any further delays or not on resolving those issues around the use permits for the property. So we're standing ready. We have our media program in the chute ready to go. We're ready to start the clock running, the 60-day clock once we get notice. I know the public has informed us that the county is letting them go forward with the permits for the site improvements they need to do to accommodate us in phase 1. And so it's really just sort of waiting for this last piece to get resolved. I think once we know that, then we'll have a date certain if there's going to be any delays beyond July 1st or not.
So we canceled the meeting because we felt we weren't ready to let the public know when we're moving.
That was the general discussion.
Idea of it.
Yeah. So John canceled the meeting, and then we followed suit after he did it and went ahead and posted cancellations on our boosted spots as well.
So do we know what information was leaked to the news that brought them to the conclusion that they came to?
I honestly don't know. I was taken aback by it too,
So was I.
because I got hunted down and I don't know. The story was about the neighbors around here being unhappy. If there's a significant delay. So it wasn't about the canceled meeting, actually. It was about the, so I'm not
Just
quite sure.
blamed the cancel. Yeah. Yeah, so I was just taken aback. It was great for me because I was really busy. I was trying to fit that meeting in. I had 2 meetings at the same time, so that was great. But I do think that we need to let the neighbors in that area, so I'm looking for, of course, John's leadership on that, but we do, as quickly as we possibly can, need to let them know what's going on. And it may not include when, it may just be, here's what's going on.
Yep.
We haven't sent anything out nothing's went. There's no mailing that's went out to let them know, no notifications, nothing.
It was all done through, John had mailings ready to go out directly to some of the community, and he pulled those back at the last second and didn't send them out. But there was we did a lot of postings out there. So we went and got those, the ones we could find, got those taken down, took off our boosted site. So yeah, I think the general consensus was simply, we just want to know what that date's going to be before we tell the community. So that was at the end of the day, it's John's call to make that meeting or postpone that meeting until we know that. And I know his office is working really hard to try to work through that, as well as city staff. So.
Thank you for that clarification.
Questions? Okay, let's take it out, see if we have any public input on this item. Hearing none, seeing no hands, we will go ahead and close public comment. And at this point, I think this was just an informational item, so we'll consider that received and head into future agenda items.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to.
This is the physical challenge portion of the agenda.
Need some index on my plexiglass.
Yeah, I know. And I'm looking through 2 pieces.
Can you read box A3 to me, Patrick?
How can I help you, Drew?
Good news is I got it up on my computer. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
That's better.
April is, we're starting to get some of our renewal contracts. Obviously, Ray already went over the adjustment to the budget that'll be on the agenda. Updates will be having Atlas come back, Atlas Organics, who approved their contract last month. They will be coming back to do a presentation, sort of a makeup for not being present at the last meeting. So we've asked them, they're going to be in person at the board meeting to do that presentation. We'll be doing our typical April Earth Day recognitions that we do every year. And of course, the big item on the agenda will be the acquisition of this building. I'll go through that a little more in closed session, but we are moving forward. Made a lot of progress with them, and it should be ready by April board meeting to make that decision. And then, of course, the closed session items. We may or may not have real property discussion at the board meeting. At this point, we're sort of waiting for the clocks to start ticking, and then we'll start looking at property, what we're going to do with Sun Street. That'll be sort of the next discussion is the timeline for that and how we want to go through that process. And then MOU negotiations, those are ongoing, and I'm pretty certain they will continue through April and into May at least, and longer if necessary, but we're hoping to get everything done by May if at all possible. So if there's anything on the agenda you'd like to reorganize, ask questions about, delete, remove, add.
I still want to see the Landfill 101 thing.
That is, oh, I didn't get that in there. Yeah, that is coming.
Okay.
That is coming.
Rob? Oh, sorry.
We'll have that on the mayor's June agenda, just because we just have a lot of other stuff trying to get through right now for April, but it'll be a good April, June agenda item.
Yeah, I've got a question for Mandy, and Mandy, it reminded me seeing Earth Day on there. On April 23rd, we've got our cleanup event in King City. Is the box truck for the household hazardous waste going to be there? Cool, okay. And then I saw your email.
Yes.
I saw your email that you sent me, and just really quick, and we can follow up after if you want. My comments to Patrick were on June 15th for the beautification barbecue. Those emails are going back and forth between you and Janet. And I was thinking that would be an opportunity, if it works, to have those pails there. So that's what I meant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. That's right on.
Cool.
I like it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
And then I do, because I forgot to do it earlier in member comments, I'll do it as part of this item. I just want to say thank you to Patrick, Caesar, and the entire team for getting that compost, that soil out to the share center. That was something special to see the kids come out of there and help start putting plants in that soil after we were able to fill the bins. It was emotional to see those families be excited about something. And so just so those who don't know, the team here helped to contribute compost for the 12 bins that sit outside the share center, which is the homeless resource center here in Salinas. It was a partnership with Home Depot, my office, the Office of Supervisor Alejo, and obviously the Solid Waste Authority, and the Share Center Backs, who's the company that runs that at a nonprofit. But to see that happen, and you see equipment moving, you see people starting to do heavy lifting. Often people walk away, but the folks who are utilizing that center came out of the doors, especially the kids that wanted to help, wanted to be hands-on. So that was just really exciting, and I just appreciate staff taking a huge leadership role and helping us make that happen that day. So thank you. Okay, with that, we've concluded our future agenda items. I will quickly see if we have any public input on that. Ask folks to use the raise hand function. Seeing no hands being raised, I'll bring it back. And with that, we are at closed session. So as to not incur further legal fees, I'm going to go ahead and read items 6 and 7 are on closed session this evening pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.8 to confer with legal counsel and real property negotiator, General Manager Patrick Matthews, Ops Manager Cesar Zuniga, Finance and Administration Manager Ray Hendricks, and General Counsel Roy Santos concerning the possible terms and conditions of acquisition, lease, exchange, or sale of property APN 003-051-077-000, located at 126-128 Sun Street, Salinas, California. Salinas Valley Solid Waste Authority property APNs 003-051-086 and 003-051-087, located at 135 to 139 South Street, Salinas, California. And item 7, pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6, to provide instruction to General Manager CEO Patrick Matthews, General Counsel Roy Santos, and Labor Counsel Colin J. Tanner to negotiate salaries and benefits of non-management administration unit operations and engineering unit and at-will management employees. That being said, we welcome public comment on either of these items. We ask folks to use the raise hand function, *9 via landline to be recognized. Seeing no hands up, we'll go ahead and close public comment portion and recess to closed session. Time estimate, Patrick, for the 2 items?
2 hours?
Probably 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay, so we will reconvene. We'll say 20 minutes just to be safe with the public. But thank you all. We are now recessed to closed session.
Bye,
Thanks,
Rob.
Rob.
Good night. Okay, let me go ahead. Oops. Let me throw it over.
Okay, it's 5:25 PM. We're going to go ahead and reconvene in open session. I'm going to turn to council and see if there's anything to report out of closed session.
There's nothing nothing to report out at this time, Mr. President.
Great, thank you. And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Appreciate it.
Bye, everybody. Good to see you.
Bye.
Bye, Roy.
Have fun.
Thank you.